Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran Basics in English for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Surah 34, verse 34. Never did we send a warner to a population, but the wealthy ones among them said, "We believe not in the message with which you have been sent." Now, why is this verse and the previous verse putting so much emphasis on the wealthy ones? You must remember, usually it is the wealthy ones that misguide humanity. Right? And let's just look briefly how the wealthy ones, they control people. Okay. There's something wrong with my light here. I'm just trying to figure it out what's going on here. Okay, let's see that. Okay, in every society, I've just made this is known as the triangle of wealth and control. Right, so you have the wealthy ones, the super elite, the super rich people. They are sitting here right at the top. The wealthy ones at the top of this triangle, right? I've tried to make a triangle. We'll go through each line. So the wealthy people of the world, the super rich, they are sitting here at the top of the triangle. They are interested in world domination, world control. They are the shadow forces. You won't know who they are. They can be wearing suit and tie, smiling, or they can be celebrities, whoever they are. Super, super rich. And they worship money. Money is their God. So they are worshippers of Mammon. Mammon is their God. Money is their God. They don't care how they get the money. They don't care which nation they invade or on the individual level. They don't care how their business dealings are, whether it's corrupt business dealings, but as long as they get more and more wealthy, super, super rich, because more money means more power. And these super wealthy ones, they are in control of the government because they can fund the different politicians. They decide who must become the president, who must become the various people in government, because then they can pull the string. In addition, this wealthy elite, they fund the church and the priesthood, so they control the church. They also fund the judiciary, so they control the lawmakers, and they can change the law to suit themselves. They also fund the education system and the academics and the research institutions, so that they can decide what type of data needs to go out into the world. So, for example, they will research pharmaceutical industries and thereby even modify and even promote false data to humanity as long as people can buy their products and their drugs. And in addition, they fund warfare. They got big shares in warfare because that is going to make them more wealthier. And most importantly, this wealthy of the wealthy, this elite of the elite, the super elite, they control the media. They own the media and they own and control the entertainment industry. And the media in turn controls the masses. Me and you controls the people. So they decide who you must love and who you must hate. What is good, what is not good. And the majority of people, the people here, they believe the wealthy people because they say these are the celebrities, let's follow them. The celebrities know what they are doing and this is the fashionable thing to do. And these are the wealthy ones who in the past have also changed the Bible because certain things in the Bible did not suit them. And they are so powerful that they control every strata of what is going on in society so that, for example, if they want to invade a nation, or you have colonialism or imperialism, they are the ones who will eventually write the books they're the ones who write the history books when the war is over. They will write it from their perspective. They will then use whatever falsehood they want to because they control the media and they know that the people will read the media or social media. And then, for example, let us say a nation has invaded North America 200, 300, 400 years ago. And there were Apache there, the Comanche, the Sioux warriors, honorable, very good people. But they will decide how, because we want the gold, the California gold, and so on. So they will ensure that they control the church, the education system, the academics, who they're invading, who they're killing, what they're doing. and they will write books and control the media according to their narrative. And they will produce so many movies that we saw in the 1960s, the cowboys and Indian movies, which always portray a one-sided indication that, oh, the local natives are savages. That is the word that they use, and they are the honorable people. Similarly, they will change aspects of the Bible when it affects their pocket. Anything that affects their pocket, they will ensure they change it. And the way they are so smart that even if someone does not believe what they are saying, and then they say, okay, let me do my own research. And then if you go to your research, you ask a politician, the politician will talk the master's voice, because a politician is being funded for that person. You talk to the priest will speak in his master's voice, the rich fellow. The education system, the professors, they'll all speak what the rich people are saying. So at the end of the day, you are then caught up in a massive loop, and this is how the wealthy people, at the end of the day, they are deceiving the masses, and then on the day of judgment, because these wealthy people also say who you must love, who you must hate. Don't read the Quran, because the Quran got a truth in it, and they will perpetuate Islamophobia and Islamic propaganda through the media. But in the masses, it is their job to read the Quran. But what they will say, no, we saw such and such a thing in the media, or we saw it in the movies, and we saw this, this, and this. But at the end of the day, they will end up in hell or in punishment, as well as the wealthy ones. And then the tragedy is that even in hell, when they are being punished, they will be debating and fighting with each other. And the wealthy ones will still pretend that they are the bosses of everyone, right? This is how they are evil through and through. And when I'm saying the wealthy ones, I'm not referring to all the wealthy ones. I'm talking to these shadow forces who want world domination and world control, right? Who've got this agenda of controlling the world, because if they control the world, then they can control the way you think. They control the media. They will tell you who to love and who to hate, right? And you've got no choice in the matter, because then all the media is saying the same thing. All the professors are saying the same thing. All the university experts are saying the same thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, we see something in the media, and the next time you open the media again, but a top university professor is saying the same thing, then you'll say, oh, it must be true, right? So never did we send a warner to a population, but the wealthy ones, look at this, the wealthy ones among them said, we believe not in the message with which you have been sent. So even though the messengers and prophets or people come with the truth, the wealthy ones don't like the truth, and they try and confuse the masses, because the masses worship the wealthy people. They love the way they dress, the way they fly to holidays. Some people are obsessed. They are the fan clubs. They are obsessed with the rich and the wealthy, the celebrities. They know everything about their lifestyle. So if the celebrities say, no, stay away from this, then everyone will stay away from it. They don't use their own brain. But on the day of judgment, God won't accept any excuses that, you know what, I followed this particular celebrity or this particular wealthy person because he or she is very, very famous. She must be intelligent. On that day, each person is responsible for the choices that they made or which they did not make. They said, we have more in wealth and in sons, and we cannot be punished. So similarly to the Quraysh in Mecca, because the wealth and power of a tribe depends on the chief, how many sons he has and how much money he has. Once he has a lot of money and sons, he can say, look, I've got my own army in my tribe, and I've got so much money, I'm not accountable to anybody. I'm not answerable to God. I'm not answerable to you. I'm not answerable to anyone. So the minute they become arrogant in this way, we know that arrogance is an attribute of Satan or Shaitan or the devil or Iblis or Lucifer. So basically, they have already been under the influence of the devil, and that is where they're going to end up giving him company in hell. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.